All right, guys. Everybody have all their documents? Just a second, and I'll get going. So, like Ms. Metzler told you, my name is Mrs. Lively, and I'm the counselor over at the high school. We're here today to kind of map out with you what your 4 years of high school are going to look like and what you're going to be taking next year as a freshman. Mrs. Azevedo is the secretary in my office, so you'll get to know her over the 4 years of high school. Mrs. Klug back there is kind of a college and career readiness aide and advisor in our school, and she's a huge help, especially when you're a senior in high school getting ready to go to college. And then for me, I'm really there to help you choose courses and a path that's going to best help you as you get ready to leave high school. And our goal is to put you into classes that are going to prepare you for whether it's college that you plan to attend or a technical or trade school, or maybe you're going to go right into the career force. It's our goal and our responsibility to help you figure out which classes are best for you and that are going to help you in your future. The other thing that I'm there at the high school for is for like emotional and social support. So if you're having a hard time at school or maybe something is going on at home that you're struggling with, don't hesitate to come to my office and come chat with me. You know, I'm there to have a relationship with you in a way that you can go to somebody if you're ever having a hard time, okay? Don't wait until your senior year to come to get to know me. I hope you can stop in when you're a freshman and introduce yourself and I can learn a little bit about you. I want to have as much time with you to get to know the awesome people that you are before you're a senior, okay? So with that being said, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the graduation requirements and what it takes to be able to graduate from Buell High School. So let's pull out your orange page, put all the other pages underneath so we're not looking at those, freaking out about what we don't know, okay? So let's break it down a little bit. If everybody can look down towards the bottom, you'll see that it takes 52 credits to be able to graduate from Buell High School. That seems like a lot right now, doesn't it? But over 4 years, I promise you'll get there. What you have to keep in mind is that all of these classes out to the side, if you added those up, that's where you get the 52 from. So each subject has a required number of credits, and once you pass those credits, you're working your way towards graduation. Let's start at the top. With English, you have to have 8 credits to graduate. Who knows how many semesters you have while you're in school during your high school career? 8. 8, exactly. And that's because every year you're in school, there's 2 semesters. The first semester goes from the day school begins until a little bit after Christmas, and then the second semester starts after Christmas and goes till the end of the school year. So every semester you get every school year you get 2 semesters, and you're at school for 4 years. So what's 2 times 4? 8. That's where you get. So every year you're in school, you're going to take an English class, which is total by the time you're a senior, second semester will be 8 credits worth. Then you also need 1 credit of speech and 6 credits worth of math. For those 6 math credits, 2 of your required classes are algebra and 2 are geometry. The other 2 are kind of depending on where you started. Those might be algebra 2, it might be algebra topics, and then your senior year you take an additional 2 math credits, and those ones are more classes that you get to choose. So you might choose something like consumer math or pre-calculus depending on what you wanted to do after high school, which one was going to best benefit you. Then you have to take 6 science credits, 4 of which have to be labs. So for your lab classes, you take biology and physical science, and then your last 2 you get to choose. And right here I show you that as an 11th grader, when you go to choose which science class you want to take, you would either take anatomy and microbiology, or you would take a whole year of chemistry to get those final 2, or you would take a combination of these classes or physics. So it's kind of cool because as an 11th grader, you get the option and you get to tell us what you think would be the best class for you to take. Let's keep going. You need 2 credits worth of history, which you'll get as a junior in U.S. history. You need 2 credits worth of government, 1 credit of econ, 2 credits of physical education. Okay, so now you know that you have to pass 2 credits of PE in order to graduate. But what if you're asking yourself, well, what if I wanted to take 8 semesters worth of PE? I'm really into sports, I wanted to be in weights. If you took 8 semesters worth of PE and had 8 credits and only 2 needed to go towards physical education, how many do you have left over?
6.
6. So where did those other 6 credits go? Does anybody know? look down here at the bottom. There's this thing called electives, and you have to have 20 of them. The nice thing about taking excess classes is we roll those towards your electives classes. So those 6 extra PE credits, those would go towards your elective classes, which is really nice because that 20 number seems kind of big, doesn't it? Yeah. So just so you know, any class that you take, that could be band, that could be choir, whatever it is that you take extra of, those can count towards elective credits. Alrighty, let's go back up to health. You need 1 credit worth of health, 2 credits worth of humanities. Does anybody know what a humanities credit is? Over there, yeah?
Like a different language or something?
Exactly. You could take like a foreign language. In high school we offer Spanish, or you could take art classes, band, choir. There's a bunch of different classes that count as humanities. You also need 1 technology credit, which you'll get as a freshman in business computer applications. And finally, the electives, the 20 electives, which we already discussed. All right, so now you know what it takes to graduate from high school, but now we have to figure out how we're going to get you there. All right, does everybody feel okay with this? Can we put this away and feel like we kind of got that sorted out? Great. Okay, now what I want you to pick up is this one that has your name at the top. This is your registration card, and on this registration card, we're going to go over the classes that you'll be taking as a 9th grader at VHS. The 2 sections that are at the top are classes that are required for you to take, meaning that you don't have much room to wiggle there or much room to choose. We kind of have to put you in them, and those are what you're going to take because that's what the state of Idaho says you're going to. So, first and foremost, everybody's going to be in English, physical science, U.S. history, business computer apps, and freshman transition. Down at the bottom here where it says check here if you were recommended for honors English, your 8th grade your 8th grade English teacher marked there if she wanted you to, or if she recommended you to take 9th grade honors English. However, if you do not have that checked, don't feel like you can't try to take honors English. If you feel like you're somebody who wants to be pushed and wants the opportunity to take honors English, come let me know because there are ways for us to move you into that class if you didn't receive the recommendation, okay? Underneath then, those are the required math classes. You all will either have algebra or algebra essentials chosen for you. Algebra essentials is just a little bit slower pace of an algebra class. It's okay, everybody learns at a different speed and needs different help at times, so if you're in algebra essentials, we'll get you to algebra just the same. That's just your 8th grade math teacher felt like that was going to be the best placement for you. Is that okay? Everybody still feeling all right? Okay. So then underneath are your elective courses that you get to choose from. The first set of elective courses are year-long courses. So those take 2 semesters. Remember how I explained before Christmas and after Christmas, your 2 semesters? If you choose one of these classes, you're going to be in that class for the entire year. If you choose one of the classes from the second box here of electives, those are half-year classes. So you may be in it before Christmas or you may be in it after Christmas, depending on how our schedule looks. If you choose a half-year class, you have to actually choose 2 of them, 2 different ones, to make that full year. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah? Doing okay there? All right, one more little thing. There are a few extra classes in electives that you can't choose for yourself. They have to be chosen for you by somebody here at the school. Those classes would be like academic assistance, life skills, and transition skills. So if those were not chosen for you, please don't mark those or don't select those. Those are something that you had to be recommended for as well. Alrighty? Have I missed anything back there? I think so. We're doing all right? Okay. Are there any questions right now? Kind of going fast, or is everybody getting it? Don't hesitate to shoot your hand up and ask questions, okay? That's what we're here for. Alrighty, now you can pull out your education plan. It's the green one. With your education plan, what we're going to do is map out the next 4 years of high school. What I want you to remember about this education plan is it's not written in concrete. It's pencil, right? We're using pencil because when you get to be a sophomore, a junior, or a senior, if things change and you get different interests, and maybe you started off thinking you were really interested in art, but down the road you were like, no, you know what, I really love robotics. That's what I want to be doing. We'll go back and we'll adjust these, okay? So for right now, we're just kind of guessing based off of who you are as an 8th grader today, what classes you think you might be interested in. The other nice thing about doing this is it shows you how you'll work through classes like math, English, history, and science to meet the graduation requirements that we talked about on that orange page. Okay, is that making sense? Alrighty, so what I want everybody to start with doing is this is your 9th grade category, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. We're gonna start with our 9th grade, and you're gonna fill it in based off of what was recommended for you on that white sheet, the registration card. So everybody should be able to write in their math course, and you should mark Honors English if you were recommended for Honors English. So just put an X next to Honors English if you got that. If you didn't, move down and write in your math class. So you're either writing Algebra 1 or Algebra Essentials.
Make sure you put your name, first and last name, so that,
Oh, yep. Right up the top, it asks for first and last name. Can everybody make sure you get that in? I don't want you to have to go through all the work and lose it and then have to redo it. That would be a bummer. You need help, please?
Yeah, so for the honors English, we
Mark it for every year. Yep, that was a really good question. If you got Honors English, go ahead and mark it for every year that you're in high school where it says next to Honors English if you want. You can either just do it for 9th grade, or you could just go through and mark it for all of high school right now.
no.
Okay?
So.
How are you, Miss Hannah? So you want to mark
What we're
it.
gonna have you do is.
So do you guys see how Hannah wrote in Algebra 1 right here in the first semester? Math is a full year course, so you also need to write it right across for second semester. Math is always 2 semesters, so you have to write it twice.
You might wanna come back and explain the humanities
you.
and stuff.
I'll do that.
So as soon as you're finished with your math, Miss Lively's gonna come back and explain like why it has an H and why it has a P and some of those things on that registration card, so.
Yep, thanks, Ms. Cook. So I missed that part. Got excited for you to fill out your ed plans. So let's look at this white card really quick. Do you notice that some of the classes off to the side have H's, P's, and A's in either blue, red, or purple? Okay, if it has a P off to the side, what that means is it has a prerequisite to be able to take that class. Does anybody know what the word prerequisite means? What it means in this case is that there's a set of requirements that you have to meet in order for you to be able to take this class. So let's choose one, say robotics. And we need to grab this piece of paper right here and flip to the page where there's a bunch of red writing. So if you've come across a class that has a P next to it, you go to here, and we're all going to look down at the robotics. If you scan all the way down, it's alphabetical, and it says robotics. Across from it, it says, to take this course, B or better in mathematics or instructor approval. So if you wanted to take robotics in high school, that's great, but you just need to have a B or better here in 8th grade math or instructor approval, okay? So that's the same, say, let's look at Art 2. Scroll up a little where it says Art